It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Two great middle schools here today vying for the chance to play against Samuel Ogle to become the second of the final four in our middle school competition. Please play along with us today and see if you can answer these same questions and improve your science IQ. Let's meet today's teams. First from Hyattsville Middle School, would you please say hello to Abby Coleman, Margot Motzek, and Orla Collins. And from Stephen Decatur Middle School, please give a nice welcome to Peter Magera, Ermias Aznaki, and Destiny Crawford. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the question, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, we will have a competitor for Samuel Ogle in this middle school competition. Let's make sure everything works before we start. Margot, our birthday girl today. Happy birthday, Margot. Try your buzzer for us. Looks good. Good luck to you, Orla, and to Abby. And Ermias, the green team, give it a shot. All right, it looks like it's in good working order. Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Destiny and Peter. Are we ready? Ready or not? Here we go. All right, may the better team win. We go alphabetically H before S. So, Margot, would you start the bowl, please?
Body systems for 10 points, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you go to the doctor and he or she writes on your chart that you have AOM, acute otitis media, that's just a fancy way of saying you have an infection in this body sense organ. Hyattsville. What you got, ladies?
Your nose.
Not your nose. You have acute otitis media, which is a fancy way of saying you have an infection in this sense organ. What you got?
Ears?
Ears, absolutely right. Otitis refers to, OT is a prefix referring to the ear. Good comeback. Go green. Let's flip that switch, please.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. Teams, this creature is a microscopic tardigrade. Lives in the ocean. It is known as a sea one of these because even though it has nothing in common with the Kodiak or the brown or the polar versions, it does have claws. It's a sea what, Margot?
Bear.
It's a sea bear, yeah. If you watch SpongeBob, they actually showed that there was a sea bear. They don't really exist. Okay, go red. Margot?
Dateline Science for 5, please.
Dateline Science for 5 points. Teams, there's a television commercial that says the greatest inventors of all time are Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, and this guy who invented the peanut butter cup. Hyattsville.
Reese's.
Reese, that's right. Mr. Reese and his peanut butter cup. Good answer. Red, please. 60 all.
Green things for 5, please.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, the Joshua tree in California's desert with its outstretched limbs looks like the Trifula trees that this creature that Dr. Seuss created swore, "I speak for the trees." Hyattsville?
The Lorax.
The Lorax, because the trees have no tongues. That's right. Go red.
Let's do physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points.
Physical for 10 points. Teams, intense beams of coherent light of a single color are known as these. Yes, Hyattsville.
Laser.
Lasers, yeah, and you don't normally see lasers. Okay, good answer. Go Red.
Dateline science for 10 points, please.
Dayline science for 10 points. Teams, element number 113, recently discovered, has been given the name nihonium. Nihonium is actually named as it is because it is a synonym for this country that is the land of the rising sun. Stephen Decatur. What you got?
America?
Not America.
Mercy.
The land of the rising sun is another name for this nation, Margot.
Japan.
Japan, absolutely right. And Niho is another name for Japan. Nihonium is that chemical element. Okay, Red.
Zoo parade for 10 points, please.
Super 8 for 10. Teams, in some of the caves at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, archaeologists have found fossilized dung belonging to the extinct ground versions and tall versions of the slowest of mammals, Stephen Decatur. Come on, you can get this one.
Mammoths?
Not mammoths, no. The slowest of mammals, an extinct version. They were ground versions and they were big, Margot.
Sloths.
Sloths, yes, ground sloths. All right, good. Red.
Science potpourri for 10 points, please.
Potpourri for 10. Teams on the television show Chicago Med, they are very careful to use modified defibrillators so nobody on the cast gets what? Hyattsville?
Shocked.
Shocked, absolutely right, because a defibrillator is supposed to shock at a certain strength in order to restart a stopped heart. Okay, Red.
Zoo parade for 15 points, please.
Super 8 for 15 points. All right, everyone should be able to get this one. In the lower 48 states, there are less than 100 of these C-initialed reindeer relatives. Stephen Decatur.
Reindeer?
C-initialed. Hyattsville, there are less than 100 of these C-initialed reindeer relatives in the lower 48 because wolves have been reintroduced and are eating all of them.
Caribou.
Caribou, that's it. You got to listen to every clue I say over there. Every clue. Go Red.
Body systems for 15 points, please.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, the Latin word femur is now generally accepted as the name of this bone. Hyattsville.
Thigh bone.
Thigh bone, the upper leg bone. That's it. Okay. Ooh, the buzzer says that was a fast round. Let's check that score right now before we go to break. It is Stephen Decatur 60, Hyattsville 135. We'll be back with the second round of Science Bowl in just a moment. Don't you go away.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
Peace Corps is a life-defining leadership experience. Volunteers live, learn, and work with a community overseas for 27 months, providing grassroots assistance.
Peace Corps is special because volunteers get to work firsthand with community members. We build personal relationships. We are in the homes, we are in the community centers, we are in the organizations. We are just amongst the people, making decisions with them, interacting with them on a daily basis.
After the 2 years of serving the Peace Corps, I feel like I have brought something to the table. Looking back and seeing what I have given, I can honestly say that I've received 10 times as much back.
Explore how the Peace Corps can fit into your future. Be a volunteer.
Watch the full PSA at a screen near you. Visit peacecorps.gov/be.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. Good middle school match going on here today. And before we ask any more questions, let's ask a few personal questions and find out about these young people, some of whom have been here before and almost feel like family because they've been here so often. Let's go to Hyattsville Middle School. And Margot and Orla and Abby, nice to have you guys back. And a lot of viewers are saying, we've seen these young ladies grow up before our eyes, and we have indeed. Margot, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Mr. Boone.
Mr. Boone out there. This is his second year at the school, and he's a big supporter of Science Bowl. And I know you had some alternates on your team.
Yes, our alternates are Ben, Isaiah, and DeAndre.
Wonderful. And they'll be out in just a few moments here. And tell me about Hyattsville. You know, I've been there a number of times. You have a great arts program. Performing arts are big over there. What are you proudest of at that school?
I think I like the Performing Arts program, which is a CPA. We have things like dance, drama, orchestra, band, visual arts, technology, and choir.
Wow.
I'm in the choir program, and it's just really amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And you're not in just one choir. You're in 3 choirs, you told me, right?
Yes.
So you are a singing machine over there. What choirs do you sing in?
I'm in the CPA choir at my school. I'm in an outside of school choir called Vocetti, and I'm in the county honors choir.
That's wonderful. And I know someday you hope to work at Johns Hopkins Hospital as a what?
I want to be a child life specialist. It's the person who, when you're in for a procedure, they help distract you, they give you games, they help explain how things are going on in a way that you can understand, and also a way that the families can understand with the patients.
A great comfort to the patients and their families. Wonderful ambition, very noble over there. And again, happy birthday to you. Orla,
Thank you.
Welcome back. How many times have you been on this show?
This is my 3rd as a starter, and I was an alternate in 5th grade.
An alternate in 5th grade. I know Margot's been on here 4 times as well, and Abby has been here before as well. Orla, tell us about yourself. I know you love to read Shakespeare. Tell me why. Tell me why.
I got really interested in it this summer when I participated in a Midsummer Night's Dream. And I don't know, I just think the language is really well crafted and it's still relatable today.
Absolutely, it's just timeless. They're stories that just do not go out of style. They're human stories. And you'd like to major in math someday?
I would, yes.
And you want to go to the University of Pennsylvania? And is that a family tradition?
Yes, it is. My dad went to the University of Pennsylvania.
All right, so he's an Ivy Leaguer, and I know you will be too. Abby, nice to have you back. This young lady she is Miss Music over here. You play all kinds of instruments, don't you, Abby?
Yeah, I play guitar, ukulele, trombone, piano, and keyboard.
Wow. And have you always been interested in music and talented?
I've always loved music. Music is just a passion of mine. I taught ukulele to myself when I was in around 4th grade. I'm taking guitar at my school now, and I taught myself a bit during summer. I was in trombone, and I've also always loved to sing. I'm also in one of the choirs she's in. I'm in Vocetti, and I was in my school's choir last year.
Wow. Something tells me you're BFFs off screen here too. Yeah. And someday, professional musician?
Hopefully either that or I want to go to MIT and be a planetary geologist.
Wow. Lots of interest, Abby. Good to have you back. Ermias, tell us about Stephen Decatur. Who's your principal?
Dr. Blake.
Dr. Blake, yeah, and Dr. Blake I know well, and he's just an energetic guy and a big supporter of Science Bowl. And you have a number of sponsors, and who's with you today?
Mr. Dela Cruz.
He'll be out in just a few moments here. Alternates on your team?
We have 2. One is Jalil, and the second one is Zoe.
Wonderful, and they're out there in the wings. They're probably yelling answers, but we can't hear them through the walls here. And tell me about Stephen Decatur. I was asking Margot what she's proudest of. What do you like to brag about when you tell people about your school?
About our sports team, about like our orchestra and our band. And our green team also.
What team?
Our green team.
Oh, so your environmental team. Yeah. Wonderful. So yeah, green schools are very popular now, and it's the thing we all should be doing. So thanks for setting the standard for that. Tell me about Ermias. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a mechanical engineer.
Yeah, why so?
Because I like creating things, and it's like, I always like fixing things. Like, if someone ever needs help, I'm always helping them fix and building, even helping out in general.
That's important, you know, because we need people to fix things. And then if things inevitably break, and we need folks there, and as a mechanical engineer, certainly you'll have the skill to make things even better at the get-go. What do you do in your spare time?
I like creating things, and also like playing games.
Very good. Sound like a normal guy to me.
And also, I like playing my instrument.
What's your instrument?
Trumpet.
Trumpet, all right. So we got some more musical talent over here. Destiny, nice to have you here. You've been smiling since you came here. We're so happy to have you here. Why'd you want to be on this team?
Because I like science a lot, and then my family, like my friends and family, we always have competitions on who could do the best, so I decided to join Science Bowl.
Well, you're in the right place. It's like Jeopardy for Prince George's County here. And what grade are you in?
7th.
7th grade. And does Stephen Decatur go up to 8?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to come back next year. And what do you hope to do someday?
I want to be a writer when I grow up.
A writer. I know you like the Harry Potter books, among others, don't you?
Yes.
Are you one of those folks that camps out at night to get the books when they first come out? Yeah, I mean, you're a real fan, I can tell. Peter, nice to have you here today. Peter, you told me you wanted to be a chemist someday.
Yes.
Do you have a chemistry set at home?
I do.
Yeah. And you always remember to protect your eyes and all that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're doing it all right. And what do you see yourself doing? Why is chemistry so attractive to you?
Chemistry is really attractive to me because the periodic table and all of the elements that make stuff up are really interesting, and like everything around us is made up of them. So I just really like to learn about it.
And all those elements, they have backstories. You know, what they used to be called, and I don't know if you heard of this TV show called Breaking Bad, about a chemistry teacher. And Breaking Bad, the BR is bromine, and bad, the BA is barium. It shows that at the beginning, you know, so I'm sure that would be right up your alley. Don't do what that teacher did, though. All right, let's get back into the game here. 60 for Stephen Decatur, 135 for Hyattsville. Last correct answer came to the red team. All right, come on, guys, let's have a good second round. Margot, let's go.
Green things for 15, please.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, the Everglades are sometimes called a river of these green things.
Crocodiles. Crocodiles?
Not crocodiles. Now, even though it says green things, remember, this is the plant category. All right, I'll repeat it for Hyattsville. The Everglades are sometimes known as a river of these green things. Luckily, they don't have to be mowed.
Grass.
A river of grass, absolutely right. And you go through on those power boats that float above. All right, go again, please. Red.
Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, if you have just had a nephrectomy in the hospital, the doctor took out one of these. Stephen Decatur. A nephrectomy means you just lost a what, Ermias?
An organ.
Which one?
Your...
Come on, Destiny and Peter, don't look away. Help him.
Kidney.
A nephrectomy.
A kidney?
Kidney. All right. See what teamwork does? Good. Green. Go.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, scientists have thought again about giraffes. It used to be that all giraffes were one group. But now they've found that some of them cannot reproduce fertile offspring with others. So instead of just 3 of these classification groups, Hyattsville.
Species.
Yeah, instead of 3 species, it's now 8 species of giraffe. Good. Followed my story there. Red.
Green things for 20 points, please.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, mosses, which are called bryophytes, they have leaves and stems, but they don't have flowers, they don't make seeds, and they don't have vascular tubes like xylem and this. Hyattsville.
Phloem.
Phloem, yeah, they don't have either of those. They don't really have roots, you know, they just kind of absorb water. They're right next to the ground there. Red, please.
Dateline science for 20, please.
Dateline science for 20 points. This is an interesting question. Most people know that Marie Curie worked with radiation, and she detected the radiation with an electroscope, which is surprising because most people thought she would have used one of these machines. Hyattsville.
Geiger counter. Pass to Abby.
Geiger counter.
Geiger counter, that's right, yes. We would have accepted that. It was close enough. Go, Red. Geiger counter it is. You guys knew that too. Jump on that buzzer faster. Peter, you give him a good nudge, all right, if you know it. Destiny, Condom, he's a big guy. Tell him to push that buzzer.
Dateline Science for 15 points, please.
Dateline Science for 15 points. Teams in Hawaii, the honey creeper birds have branched out and adapted to lots of niches, more so than any other bird in Hawaii. They are like, wait, I don't know where you're going to go, but maybe you got it. Hermias? What do you want to tell me? Let me repeat it for Hyattsville. The honey creepers in Hawaii have adapted to many different environments on the Hawaiian Islands, more so than any other bird. They are like the finches in the Galapagos Islands that are named for this evolutionary scientist. Those birds did the same thing.
Charles Darwin.
Darwin's finches. That's it. Good. Red.
Let's do body systems. Sure. Body systems for 25 points, please.
Body systems for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, on the television show Bones, they made a blooper recently. They said that the patient that was being autopsied had suffered a fractured one of these C initial parts of the brain that control coordination and balance. Hyattsville, you cannot fracture a what?
The cerebrum.
Not a cerebrum. Good try. Come on, Decatur, you got a chance here. What C initial part of the brain that controls balance and movement did they say on Bones was fractured? You can't fracture a part of the brain. Which is it?
Cornelius?
No, it's the cerebellum. Not the cerebrum, it's the cerebellum. All right, try again, please. Red.
Sure.
Green things for 25 points, please.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, this makes sense. If you think about it, redwoods, which are the tallest trees in the world and live on the Pacific coast, get 1/4 of the water they need from this.
The clouds.
From what?
The clouds. Water vapor.
Judges? Okay, can you give me another?
The atmosphere.
The atmosphere. The air.
How is it gathered?
Condensation.
Condensation, we got it. Yep. Fog is what we're looking for, but you were close enough. Good, go.
Sure.
Let's do it. Just go. Zoo parade for 25, please.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category. Teams is a multiple choice question. Termites, because their wings are exactly the same on both sides of their body, belong to a group of insects, an order. Is it the Coleoptera, the Hemiptera, or the Isoptera? Hermias? Okay. What do you got?
Yeah,
The Hermitage.
the second one.
The second one, not the Hemiptera. No, is it Coleoptera, Hemiptera, or Isoptera?
Isoptera.
Isoptera. Iso means equal, like an isosceles triangle. Same wings, same size. That's why I gave you that. Go, red.
Okay, sure.
Let's get physical for 15 points, please.
Let's get physical for 15. Teams, if you visit the Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, it's a national park, the stalactites and the stalagmites are made of this same material that you find in coral reefs and chalk and marble. Hyattsville.
Limestone.
Limestone, that's it. Good. Margot, go.
Yeah.
Let's get physical for 20 points, please.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. This is a visual question. Some of you may have seen this guy. This is a Rube Goldberg machine, where one thing causes something else to happen, And if you look carefully there, what two simple machines does Rube Goldberg use most often? Hyattsville. Give me the two simple machines that he liked.
A pulley and a lever.
You got them both. Nicely done. Red, go.
Science potpourri for 20 points, please.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, you know the cow that jumped over the moon? In the Geico commercial, it falls through the roof of a house. And it said in the story that the family inside had the prospect of all that free milk, but they couldn't drink it because they were intolerant of this milk sugar. Hyattsville?
Lactose.
They were all lactose intolerant. Sorry about that. Go red.
Dateline science for 25 points, please.
For 25 points in Dateline. In the movie Interstellar, the tunnels and the bridges that transported people between different places and time were known as these kinds of holes. Hyattsville. What you got?
Wormholes.
Wormholes it is, yes. You were tossing back and forth black holes, wormholes, absolutely right. Good. Red.
Let's get physical for 25 points, please.
Let's get physical for 25. All right, teams. Multiple choice question. The hardness of minerals is measured on the Fujita scale. Hyattsville.
Pass to Abby.
The Mohs hardness scale.
Absolutely, the Mohs scale, M-O-H-S. Nicely done, Abby. Go. Red.
Yeah.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, if you watch the Rio Olympics and the divers, the reason why they didn't create a lot of splash is because they pike when they go underwater, creating this kind of space that pulls the water down.
Vortex?
Not vortex, good try. What kind of space is created that literally pulls down that water?
A vacuum.
A vacuum, that's it. You had the V right there, Peter. All right, buzzer is rung. It looks like Hyattsville has done it. Looks like they're going to be facing Samuel Ogle. We'll be back with our wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. It was somewhat one-sided today, but all of our students are champions and winners in my eyes. I know yours too. This is a tough forum here, and when the light's in your eyes, sometimes it's tough to answer those questions, but they all acquitted themselves beautifully. We're proud of them all. Our final tally is Stephen Decatur, 80. Hyattsville, look at that score, 405. Experience really counts. What a birthday present for Margot. Orla, Abby, congratulations. And look at all the alternates back there at Hyattsville. Wave, DeAndre, Ben, Isaiah, and their new sponsors, Miss Davis and Mr. Whitman. Stephen Decatur, I want to see some smiles. You have never done this before, you know, and you played, you didn't give up. We all respect that. So Peter and Ermias and Destiny, congratulations. Zoe is back there, Jaleo, and Mr. Dela Cruz, thank you for taking the time to get these students here and for all the practice you put in with them. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.